Okay, here we go. The ugly after 75,000 miles. Let's see if I can talk. It's been a few weeks since I've done a video. I've had the man-made virus in my lungs for a while now, and thought I'd do a short one. Actually, I did a video in my garage earlier today, but my battery went dead on my camera right at the beginning of it. So next time you see the Scout, it will look completely different actually. But here we are, Gladiator time. 75,000 mile review, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the mistakes. Still love the platform, still love the vehicle. We haven't had any real issues with it. We've had a couple of recalls, got that taken care of, and we've just driven the wheels off this thing. I mean, 4 years into it, 75,000 miles, it's done everything we've thrown at it. The EcoDiesel is a very strong engine. It tows everything we put behind it, and it doesn't complain about it. That part, the engine, the drivetrain, I would do it again if they would let me, but they're not going to offer it anymore. So I was thinking about getting another Gladiator this year. I was hoping the Hurricane would be in it by now. It is not, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to get a new Ram or just keep this until it no longer moves and we keep track of what does go wrong with it, because so far we still love the vehicle, but we don't want that Pentastar. We don't want the 3.6 liter. So I won't anytime soon be purchasing one of those. It's a car engine. It revs too high. It has almost no torque down low, and it's just not what I'm after. I tow a lot. I use this as a truck. So to be used as a truck, we need some torque. Diesel power plants have the best torque, but since they took that away from us already, we can hope for an inline six. That's the best we can hope for. Now, the ugly. There is one thing, and I guess it's a common issue, and it's going to be taken care of on warranty, but my hood. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, but I got a couple of little oxidation bubbles going on there. I guess fit and finish of the paint was an issue. I don't have it really at my hinges. Still fighting off that cold. But I do have it at the hood. And they said that's common. They'll take care of it. Now, bad decisions. I made a lot of bad decisions on this. I bought a cheap lift. I should have never bought a cheap lift on this. If you're going to buy a cheap lift, just get spacers. Just get the spring spacers. If that's all you want, it's a cheap lift. It's not that it doesn't flex. It's that the spring rates aren't great. The shocks that came with the lift were destroyed within 3 months. The sway bar links, garbage. So go with a decent lift, or just go with spacers, one or the other. This is actually the third set of tires on this Jeep, so I mean, driving the wheels off of it is what we do. It is the original brakes. It has the original batteries in it. I know some people were complaining about batteries in them. It has the original batteries. The other not so great decision was buying steps, rails, whatever you want to call them, off Amazon. They started rusting right away, and they're going to come off. They're going to get tossed. Other than that, those bad decisions. Everything else has worked out very, very well. Even though the lift was a cheap lift, it still articulates well and does everything we need it to do for Michigan style off-roading, which basically is dirt roads or private parks. So that covers bad mistakes or bad decisions, the ugly, and here's one I thought was a great decision. The fender chop kit. Thought that would turn out awesome. And it does look great. I love the looks of the fender chop. But these lights are horrible. This one's got a couple of LEDs burn out in it already. That one doesn't work at all. They were $300. There's no way they should be out in 2 years. I had problems with them from the beginning. They don't work well on non-LED vehicles, is how I'm going to say it. They had me cut a wire off after I got them, tech support, and to stop the turn signals from flashing. But they still wanted to flash on their own. They wanted to flash. And finally I found out, after only a year into it, that their pigtail wasn't as watertight as it should be. And throughout the winter, it had gotten salt into it. And it actually rotted out the terminals on both the light end and the Gladiator end. So I had to cut the wiring harness and wire the lights together. But now the lights are burning out. So I've got a cut wiring harness and bad lights. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. Do not want to go back to Quake. I'm so fed up with them. Their customer support is horrible. They're willing to take their product back and back it up. Horrible. Dealt with them long enough. Done with them. So, as far as the Gladiator goes, though, wonderful platform. Very capable. Open top. Take the doors off. Be a truck. Be an off-roader. There isn't much you can't do with it. I mean, it is the most versatile vehicle I have ever had. And still absolutely love the platform. I'm going to fight like heck from getting a Pentastar. I really hope they come out with a real engine for the Gladiator. And I'll get another one. But until then, I'm going to be stuck driving this one until it's dead. I don't know. Still, I live on the edge of a dirt road. The thing barely gets bass. And the actual rest of the paint's holding up great. It's been down trails. It's got a few little scrapes on the top, but the paint's held up really nice except for that one spot on the hood. So they'll cover that. I think they're going to replace the whole hood, which deletes my decals. That's okay. But I thought I'd let you know, 75,000 miles. The EcoDiesel isn't the awful engine that people were saying. Treat it right. I've got a video out there on what not to do. Do not go with the huge tires without regearing. Too much strain on the engine, puts too much soot into the exhaust and ruins the exhaust system. So don't do dumb stuff like I do. and keep your Gladiator healthy. It gets its oil changes on time, even though it looks like it's mistreated. I keep up the maintenance on everything. Original brakes. All the towing I do, original brakes. So there isn't much bad I can say about the platform, except for the Pentastar. I don't like the way it revs. I don't like the way it has to be. It always sounds like it needs to be in a different gear. But it has to be revving to make power. So I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the feel of that. I like torquey, low-down engines that hold gears while you're towing and not always shifting and hunting for gears. So right now, I think I'm going to keep the Gladiator unless a decent price TRX comes up. I might jump on a TRX. But everybody watching, thank you for watching. I'll come back out with my regular videos pretty soon. I don't know how much my lungs can take welding and sanding and grinding right now anyways. So I'm just going to work at getting healthy, and then videos will return to normal. Have a great week, you guys. Hopefully see you next week.